Ain't got no hoes with me. I be quick to run up, let it pop. That's just the O with me. With this piece of 650 pop, that's just the O to me. Goofy got shot up in the top, it but told on me. But give it bonnet, put it up, put a hole. 4, 5, 50, 50 shot, 50.
Today,
You know, I grew up on that violence.
from TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida,
Keep on, get on your.
it's week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, Deku, who is that?
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Houston Texans.
The calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans defense out to go to work here. Sensational a week ago in the victory. And the one task with making the calls is going to be this man, their 5th-year linebacker.
And he really took his defensive coaching to heart last week. They want this to be an opportunistic defense. And he responded as he found a way to force not 1, but 2 fumbles.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. It got his man, complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. The Texans about ready to go now on defense. They'll look for the stop here in the first quarter of a tie ball game. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. A man coming off an 1,100-yard campaign last year. Here's Travis Etienne. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Lawrence to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. Take a look at the defense for these Texans. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
Well, this defense for the Texans, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th. The Houston defense back onto the field. Their guys have the lead here in this first half. They'll try to further the cause on their end as this drive begins, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. A short throw to Ingram. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 2nd down and 3. Now Lawrence. Open, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans say they have it. They do. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it.
The Texans about ready to go now on defense. They've had the upper hand so far in this first half of play.
Red on red. Hey, Soko, hot.
On the draw, here's Lawrence. Fights off the defender, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He'll get this off. And he coughed it up. And the Texans scoop it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. The Houston defense back onto the field. They've looked good so far. This whole team has, for that matter, in the midst of a big first half as this next drive begins, 1st and 10.
Decent 24. Son. Come on, QB, come on. Mike, here we go.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They go play action with Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the Texans are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. The Texans about ready to go now on defense. They'll play with a lead here to begin this 3rd quarter. Looking for another solid half of football to carry them to victory. Lawrence will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the 3rd quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Here's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Lawrence. Touchdown. Evan Ingram, 26 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. McManus's point after is good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. The Houston defense back onto the field. Motion man left is Kirk. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The Texans about ready to go now on defense. They've got the upper hand in terms of field position as this drive starts inside the offense's 10-yard line.
Let's go.
Now Lawrence. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And they work this out past the 25. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Now Lawrence to throw. Screenplay. Here's and he loses the football a second time. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.